Hey, what's up, y'all? It's another episode of Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure. That is Bill Althouse. I'm Tony Stevens. Before we get into this week's show, I want to remind you that all of our full podcast episodes are on YouTube, they're on Spotify, and they're on Patreon. You can hook up with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and TikTok. Check out all the full podcast episodes and the reels from all your favorite ones, too. Please like and subscribe, make comments. You know, last week we had former Jackson County Executive Frank White, Royals legend Frank White, and the response to that has been terrific, as we probably figured it would be. So please check those out and all of the other podcast episodes. We will have a special guest today on the show. It's actually the return of the newest member of the Chiefs Hall of Fame. That would be Bill Maas. So we'll get Bill's opinions and what he thinks about the thud of a season we just had and and what's to come. Speaking of which, let's get into this week's Hot Topics, brought to you by Vito's Pizza. You know, I made my New Year's resolution of eating more vegetables, and by God, I'm off to a good start because I pile them on to a slice of Vito's Pizza. Vito's Pizza is our favorite place, and just a great place. We really encourage you to try it. They're in Blue Springs, Missouri. They are on 7 Highway, right on the main drag there, just off of 7 and Main. Check out Vito's. The menu is fantastic. Sandwiches, pizzas, dinners, lasagnas. I mean, you name it, they got it, and we really encourage you to check out Vito's. All right, so the Chiefs finally get this season over with, and it just when you think there couldn't have been more of a drop-dead thud, there was yesterday, and it came down. It came down to the last play of the year for the Chiefs, and they lost on it on a 60-yard field goal.
Unbelievable.
So, you know, it's finally over, and you know what? Now they can look ahead. The last time they picked in the top 10 is when they moved up and got Pat at number 10.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, the Chiefs will pick 9th this year. So. All right, so all the back and forth is, do you pick a running back in the first round? Let's face it, they need a real running back.
They do.
Because this is what I'm afraid of. A big part of Pat's game is running the ball.
Absolutely.
I mean, especially improvising and running the ball. So when Pat got his first major injury against the Broncos on a primetime game, when he did the quarterback sneak and got the high ankle sprain, he's never done it since.
Yeah.
And he will not allow. If we're this far from the goal line, Pat won't run the ball.
Oh, I know.
He won't.
Yeah.
It won't be a quarterback sneak. I really hope that they don't take this running part away from him after having this injury, because if he does, I don't think it's 100% Pat.
Well, it's not 100% Pat. I think he enjoys running.
I think he does too. That's part of his game.
What about that touchdown he scored when he just ran that guy over in the end zone? I don't remember what game it was, but somebody put out Pat's dad bod picture, and this guy looked like a WWE wrestler, and Pat just mowed him over. So, yeah,
So do you get a first-round pick with a running back? Would you do it? The kid from Notre Dame?
I'd love to see that.
I don't understand why. Well, you can't spend that on a running back. You can't do it. Why not?
If their offensive line gets healthy,
yesterday.
It gets healthy, they're fine.
I agree with you. They got a good offensive line, but they're going to need another. They're going to need another starter over there. Totally. Did you see the kid they played yesterday? His name was Godric, 72. He was god awful. But the thing with that kid is they signed him through the international development, and I think he'll be good. He's got good tools, but he just yesterday was way overmatched, and it wasn't good. As far as the backup quarterback thing, you know this. You know this. If you fumble the ball in Andy Reid's offense, you don't play. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
And Chris Oladokun fumbled the ball twice. Both of those resulted in field goals. And then when the second half started, Shane Buechele took over.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not sure we have a backup quarterback for next year yet. So
I agree, and you and I were talking before we began the podcast. Marcus Mariota, the guy, Heisman Trophy winner.
He wins games. He can win games.
He can win.
He
games.
beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. I know it was
a
fluke play, but I don't know. That would be my choice for a backup quarterback. So they're gonna pick number 9 in the draft. So we'll see what happens. Not only do they pick 9th, and they'll be 42nd, get the 41st.
Sure.
I mean, you should get a couple of good picks in the top 41 players.
Well, absolutely. And you look at what the Chiefs have done, winning 3 Super Bowls, even drafting as low as they did, they got some good players.
They did. Yeah.
And, I think so much of next year with the offense is going to revolve around Travis Kelce. Is he coming back?
We'll get Bill's opinion,
Yes.
Moss's opinion about that
In
here in a
just a
little
minute
bit.
here,
See
yeah.
if Bill's got any insight.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's coming back. I don't have any reason to give you any insight, and I don't know if you've got any, but
I don't have
think
any.
I'll be more surprised if he doesn't. There's just something about it that he doesn't want to go out like this.
Well, and we said last year he doesn't want to go out losing a Super Bowl game, and then this year, 11 losses. I
10
never
by
saw
1 score.
I know. In the year they were 15-2, they won 11 by one score.
So that's how quick it can turn.
It's crazy. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, there's a lot to look at, examine, pick apart, heading into the draft this year.
Yeah. Right before the draft and before the Super Bowl, the NFL Hall of Fame, the guys in the Hall of Fame, that'll be on the NFL Honors on February the 5th. So Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Jason Witten, don't you think those guys are automatics?
They have to be, yeah.
Those guys got to be first ballot picks. Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, what do you think? Yay or nay?
Adam Vinatieri, if he doesn't get in on the first round, there's something wrong. I mean, that guy has kicked more big field goals than collectively
for 2 teams,
Indianapolis and
the Patriots,
and that kick against the Raiders in the snow, man. I will never forget that as long as I live.
The Tuck Rule game.
The Tuck Rule,
whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
Make up rules as you go, as they do in the NFL.
and Tom Brady was involved.
Yeah, well, whatever. And we got a story about him here in a second too. Other finalists that are coming back: Eli Manning, yay or nay?
I think Eli. He was a very good quarterback. He won 2 Super Bowls. Big Brother must not be pushing for him because what is this? This is his 3rd or 4th time, and I don't know. He's not chopped liver. Is he a Hall of Famer? I didn't follow his career that closely, but
they won a Super Bowl. What? Guy making that catch
that
off his
catch
helmet.
Against his helmet, that was insane.
I
That was
don't
the
know.
undefeated Patriots year.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah,
if they won the Super Bowl, they won the most games in the history of the NFL. They won everything.
2 more guys. Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, I like him.
He finished up with the Chiefs.
Right.
And Reggie Wayne. What do you think? Yay or nay?
Reggie was always overshadowed by Marvin Harrison at Indianapolis, and I don't see him going into the first round. But boy, those first 4 you mentioned and Vinatieri, I think, are just absolute locks.
I think so too. Another NFL story. So Troy Aikman has been brought on by the Miami Dolphins to be an advisor to hire their general manager. Problem? Conflict? Yay or nay?
I don't, that is not black and white. That is the ultimate gray area. And I know that every NFL team cringes when they see Brady at a Raiders game with the headphones on.
That's what I was just going to mention to you, because now he owns the Raiders.
Yeah,
He's a part owner of the Raiders.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, watching that game yesterday, but, the sight of Brady sitting in the Raiders coaching box during the Monday Night Football telecast earlier this season was like, wait, what's going on here?
He's not making enough money You know, he's
right,
only making $37 million this year as a broadcaster. So, I mean, I don't know what the Raiders are paying him, or if they're even paying him. I mean, I guess if you're part of the ownership, you can do that. But boy, that's sketchy. I think that's really sketchy.
Well, I guess in the short term, Aikman's consulting gig will have the ESPN and the ABC. They said, nah, it's all good. But he's actually publicly said something about, I'd like to run an NFL franchise, and he left the door open to take a front office job. I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that wouldn't surprise me. But there is a guy, a current player, and a pretty big name player who's got a big problem. New England Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs, facing charges of strangulation and assault.
When I saw strangulation in there, I thought, ooh, that can't be good.
No, he's going to be in court in a couple of weeks, right before the AFC Championship game, and do these guys never freaking learn?
I don't know. I don't get it. You know, the Chiefs were one of the first league teams in the NFL that brought on an advisor to talk to guys. They had a financial guy. They had, how to handle the fans, how to handle life away from the football field. Because, they're doing a lot of violent things at practice and in the game during the week, and a lot of guys can't turn it off when they leave the field. So that's sad because Diggs is a very good player.
Yeah. Some Royals news this week. Pretty simple. Matt Cottrero signs a 3-year extension. So Q will be here through 2029. If you think about his 3 years with the Royals, he inherited that god-awful team, which actually became worse his first year. But they had nothing on that team. They had Bob, and that's it.
That's it.
They were, 56 and 106?
Yeah, I think
so. So then he comes back, and they change everything up, and he went 86 and 76, went 82 and 80 this year. So really, why not? I mean, there's some
players love him. He is a player's manager, and they love that.
And he's got a good demeanor about him.
He does.
I mean, if anything, he might be a little bit too laid back for some people's liking. But on the other hand, he's brought some stability to the organization, and I think
it's a good move.
I think it's a good move. So he'll be here through the end of the 2029 season.
Okay.
Let's talk about some winning teams here. The Mavericks and the Comets. What's up with those guys?
I tell you what, man. It's amazing what the two teams that call Cable Dome Arena home are doing right now. The Comets are in first place. The league lost some teams this year, so there's no longer conferences. There's just one division. They're in first place with 18 points. There's 2 losses, and 2 shutout and overtime losses. The closest team to them is Milwaukee, and Milwaukee comes to the arena this Sunday. They're 4-1-2. They've played 7 games, and they have 13 points.
Wow.
Zach Reggett, who is the flashiest, just most sensational, electric player I've seen since I've covered the team since they came here in 2010, leads the league with 20 points. Rion Marquez, who also plays for the Comets, second with 15 points, and Dom Francis, who is back this year after a short stint with Kansas City 4 years ago, has 14 points.
Wow, so these guys, they've got 3 of the top players in the league.
And then it gets better. In goal scorers, Reggett is first with 13, Marquez is second with 11, Francis has 10. Game-winning goals, Christian Andreos, the Tasmanian Devil. Blocked shots, Chad Vandegrift leads with 32, and the next closest competitor in blocked shots is his teammate, Lisea Thetsani, has 21. Philip Imajadu, their goaltender, 5 wins. That leads the league. I mean, they're just getting it done across the board.
Great. That's good.
And with 7 blocks this past Sunday, Vandegrift is now the all-time leader in the history of the MASL.
Wow.
With 411. So, And the Comets aren't the only team at Cable Dahmer Arena that are winning. The Kansas City Mavericks, wow, they're off the charts in ECHL play. They have the best defender, head and shoulders, in the league, and a guy named Marcus Crawford. He won the ECHL Plus Performance Trophy of the year. He has 14 plus. Now, a plus and a minus. A plus is when you're on the ice when a goal is scored.
Okay.
A minus is when you're on the ice and you give up a goal.
Okay.
He leads the entire ECHL with a plus 26, and he leads all defensemen with 27 points. The Mavericks, 21, 7, 1, and 1, 44 points. But it's a dog race, man, up there at the top of the Western Division in the ECHL. There are 6 teams within 6 points.
What?
Of the Mavericks.
So there's a lot of good teams in that league.
Parity.
Yeah.
And then their goalie, Jack LaFontaine,
yeah.
who spends so much time up with the AHL team in Coachella, 15, 2, and 1 with a 2.29 goals against average.
Well, bottom line here is there's 2 really good teams in the Kansas City area.
Absolutely. And check
during
them
the
out,
winter.
man. They're fun. Those games are exciting.
Indoor soccer and hockey. I mean, at really good high levels too.
It is a high level.
These are not a bunch of street dudes
Right.
playing. These guys are really, really good. So we encourage that.
Well, you know, when the Mavericks came, they were in the Central Hockey League,
Yeah.
which basically was a beer league.
Yeah.
They had guys that, were in their 40s. They had kids that just were dreaming about making it, knowing they never would. And that was, oh my gosh, that was so much. 15 fights in each game, It was. Now they've got guys that have signed $1 million contracts that are trying to make their way up to the AHL, and naturally they want to go to the NHL. So very competitive league.
We're still trying to make it to the beer league.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a new pro sports team coming to Kansas City this
can't
summer,
wait.
the Kansas City Diamonds. They are members of the Professional Softball League. Their season will start in early June. They'll have their playoffs in August. They'll play a 39-game schedule. June 17th is their home opener. All of their games are going to be at Legends Field, home of the Kansas City Monarchs.
I love that.
Their head coach, Billy Butler.
You're kidding.
Of the Kansas City Royals.
Oh.
Last year they were a traveling kind of semi-pro, bunch of college players. And Billy was with them last year.
Was he really?
Yeah, so
Good for him.
How about Billy Butler? Do you think Billy Butler should go in the Royals Hall of Fame here in the next year or two?
Yeah, I think he
What do you think?
deserves it.
You think so?
I mean, there are a lot of jokes made about Biscuit Billy and why on earth he ever took that selfless or that the selfie with no shirt on. I'll never know. I mean, everybody in the Royals locker room had that up on their locker after he did that about 10 years ago. So, hey, softball is a hotbed in this area. And the greatest softball player I've ever seen was at Truman High School. She was a 2-time Missouri Softball Player of the Year. She led Truman to a state championship her junior year. Her senior year, she lost 1-0 in 10 innings on an error in the championship game. Went on and won 2 national championships at Oklahoma. And she played in this league that it lasted a year. Girls weren't getting paid. But she played at Legends. And it was so much fun. And, oh, my gosh, all the girls in the area were there to watch her. That was a fun night.
So the Kansas City Diamonds with Billy Butler at the head, starting
I love that.
June 17th.
Do you have any connection there? Don't you know somebody with the Monarchs that?
Maybe. I don't. Yeah, I think so. We talked right before New Year's about the Blue Springs South Marching Band.
Yes,
getting to go and do their thing at the London Day Parade.
I know
in London, and they got to spend some time there. Have you ever heard of the Mummers Parade?
No, that's what they participated in.
No. They were in the. It was called the London Day Parade, but there is another big parade called the Mummers Parade, And there's a Kansas City connection here with this, too, because a guy dressed as Patrick Mahomes, wearing a Kermit the Frog mask, was actually knocked out by someone dressed as Rocky Balboa, with another guy holding a giant cannoli used to attack someone dressed as Andy Reid. This was just another year at Philadelphia's Mummers Parade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So nearly a year after the Eagles blew out the Chiefs, the folks in Philadelphia just couldn't get enough. So they had to hire somebody dressed as Rocky Balboa to knock out Pat and throw a cannoli at Andy Reid. So this parade has been going on since 1901. I guess it's as big as our St. Patrick's Day parade. I had no idea.
I've never heard
Philadelphia's Mummers Parade is the longest running continuous folk parade in the United States. And they had to make fun of us. So maybe next year that if the Eagles get to the Super Bowl, maybe they'll knock out Josh Allen or throw a piece of lasagna at Sean McDermott or something like that. I don't know. To me, it sounds more like the Dumb and Dumbers Parade as opposed to the Mummers Parade. We had some music and entertainment news. Earlier, several months ago in one of our early episodes, we told you that Billy Joel had to stop. He was diagnosed with a brain disorder. I don't recall. Did he have surgery for that?
I believe he did.
And he's still off the road indefinitely. But he gave some fans in Florida a really big surprise. Just this past Friday, he got up on stage with a Billy Joel tribute band. If you think of, where was he? Well, he owns some property in this little town in Florida, and this group called the Turnstiles. And he got up and played. He did We Didn't Start the Fire and Big Shot. And I bet the place just went absolutely insane.
James Dean, Brooklyn's got a winning team. Davey Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland, Bardot, Budapest, Alabama, cruise ship, Rich's Grace, Peyton Plate, Rubber and the Suez.
Wow.
Billy Joel getting up there and playing with a Billy Joel tribute band.
Well, Turnstiles was the name of his, I think, third album.
Third album, yeah.
And I saw some. I haven't seen video, but I've seen some pictures. And it's just this little. You can tell it's a little venue. It's outside, and
Can you imagine?
That would have been amazing.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
We talked about Zootopia being the another $1 billion movie. Man, I don't know what is going on, but there's another one this week.
Know.
Avatar: Fire and Ash has now made over $1 billion worldwide.
Unreal.
That's the third movie in that series. James Cameron, who did Titanic,
right,
and a bunch of other movies.
Terminator.
It's the only Hollywood movie from 2025 to make $1 billion, following Lilo and Stitch and Zootopia 2, which is still in second place this week. So, who says that the movie industry is dead? I think all you have to do now is make like highly sophisticated animated movies.
I agree,
and you might have something there. We did a lot of best of and worst of things for 2025. Do you have a favorite network television show or series that you watch? A current one?
St. Dennis.
I've heard that, but I'm not familiar.
It's like The Office. They talk into the camera.
It's a comedy.
It's
right?
a comedy,
comedy
and
drama.
It's funny. I mean, it has
St. Dennis. I've seen that.
Yeah, very good.
So, the top 100 TV shows of 2025, all but 19 were NFL games. Wow. So if I got the right fingers and toes counting here, that's 81 of the top 100 were NFL games last year. Wow. And there were only two series that scored really high, and one is really my favorite TV show. You ever watch Tracker?
I just started watching it.
Man.
My brother told me I watched 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And how long does it take before he meets his brother?
Oh, he's met his brother. He's met his brother.
He had. Well,
Oh,
now, I'm
yeah,
only
yeah.
3
Oh,
into
yeah.
it, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
hasn't met him yet.
Oh yeah.
He's telling everybody to block.
Oh,
the
so
calls
you're
that-
watching the very beginning. Of
Oh,
it.
I'm watching the first season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, I brought the whole thing up and I
Yeah.
spoiled it. But
Yeah. I
so
love it, and that guy
Jason
is a
Hartley.
mixture
Yeah.
of Tom Cruise and Ryan Reynolds.
I think he's the coolest dude on TV.
I
Right
love
now.
it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm so happy because we watch a series and we're looking for something else, and you can watch it, I believe, on Peacock, and it's commercial free. Oh my God, it's fantastic. You
Yeah.
can watch it in 42 minutes.
Yeah, that
Totally
show's really
agree.
good. Justin Hartley's good. He started. Well, you talk about going from one big show to another. He was on This Is Us, which
Was he really?
He was the youngest kid. Yeah, Justin.
Wow.
Hartley. So that show's really, really good. If you haven't watched it, check it out.
Yeah.
And the other show, and I'm just kind of surprised by this, that we're both virtually tied for the most watched entertainment series, is a new one called High Potential. Have you seen that? Have you seen the commercials for that?
No, I
it's
haven't even heard
I've seen the
about it.
commercials, the promos for it. It follows a girl named Morgan Guillory, who's a single mom. She works as a cleaner at the LAPD, but she has an IQ of 160, high potential. So she inadvertently solved some crime, but it's kind of a comedy drama at the same time.
Gotta check that out.
So they bring her on to help solve some of these cases. So High Potential and Tracker, the two most watched series.
Well, Tracker, big thumbs up. I like this one. I like that offbeat stuff.
He's good. That's a good character.
Yeah.
I think he kind of reminds me of Clint Eastwood a little bit.
Yeah.
He's just got that
Yeah. Yep.
without trying to be cool, you know?
He has it. Now,
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it is, but he has it.
Yeah, and and he'll whoop your ass and stomp you dry too.
Oh man,
as calm as he is.
when he took those two bodyguards on in the second episode, I'm like, yeah, this guy's a little bit of a badass.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah.
All right, switching gears here a little bit. This story probably involves everybody.
Yeah.
If you purchased select beef products in one of 28 states plus DC during a certain timeline that we'll give you, you may be eligible to receive part of an $87.5 million settlement. According to this website, which we'll give you in a second, it's a class action lawsuit was brought against several beef processors, all the big ones, Tyson Foods, Cargill, National Beef, on and on. I guess what it's all about is they colluded to set prices. Imagine that happening in the United States.
Wow, yeah,
and
what a surprise.
and we're wondering why the price of beef. So you're wondering who qualifies for this settlement. It depends on a couple of things. What kind of beef products you bought? 280 of them? I mean, 280. I didn't know there were 280 cuts of meat. I mean, so it could be fresh, frozen, chuck, loin, rib, on and on and on. The store you purchase it from has to be in one of these states, and Kansas and Missouri and a whole bunch of states all across the United States are included in this. The only thing that would disqualify you is if you worked for one of these beef processing things. So how do you file a claim? You go to overchargedforbeef.com. I swear I didn't make that up.
Overcharged with a D?
Yep.
Okay.
Overchargedforbeef.com.
Wow.
Not where'sthebeef.com, but overchargedforbeef.com. You know what? I did it.
Did you?
Went on there
It
last
was
night.
legit.
Yeah, I went on there last night, and they don't no receipts. I mean, this goes from I think it's August of 2014 till the end of 2019. So we're talking about 5.5 years of meat buying beef. Oh yeah, I know I did. So I went on there. You put your name, your address, your so and so, and they ask you how much beef do you think you bought per month? How many pounds of beef do you think you bought per month? Well, I don't know. So you figure that out, and then they ask you, okay, how much money on beef do you think you spend a month? Well, beef ain't cheap,
No.
especially with these guys got involved. So if you bought 50 pounds of meat a month
Yep.
times, I don't know,
$6-8.
$6-8 a pound,
Yeah. Yeah.
do the math. So, and I'm sure whoever files this will probably get a check for $2.99 because of that. So I went ahead and filled one out for me, and I didn't think you'd care if I filled one out for you. What are you laughing at? I mean, you can thank me later, but I didn't. I did for you, but I used a different name. I used your address, but I used the name Sirloin Tip. So if you get a check made out to Sirloin Tip, you know who it's.
I'm ready to cash it.
Yeah, that's like Mr. Meat over there. All right, so weird news of the week. Last week we talked about baby names and
Yes.
weird baby
Yes.
names.
Yes.
All right, so this story is. So there's a young mom. named
13-pound baby.
Yeah, had a 13-pound baby. You know the story.
Yeah.
She's 35 years old. She's already had 2 kids. One was 11 pounds. One was 10 pounds. And I saw her, and she ain't a big one.
Yeah.
She's not a big girl. So she just happened to have big babies. And when she had some of her friends there, and when they saw the baby, her friend said, "Girl, he's huge. This what are we gonna? Your baby?" And then the mom said, "God, he reminds me of the Michelin Man. He's got rolls and rolls and more rolls." So, well, what are you going to name him? She says, "Well, I had a name in mind," and she goes, "I think I'm going to keep it." Well, they ruled out Plumpkin, they ruled out Girth Brooks, and Fatty McFatface, and they settled on Canyon, as in Grand Canyon. And then they called him, his middle name is Cooper, and so, as in Super Cooper. So the Canyon Cooper is what they settled on.
Good for
The
them.
little 13-pound baby, and it kind of fits with their other 2 kids, Meadow and Forest. So Meadow,
there you go.
Forest, and Canyon.
Yes, sir.
Don't ever we all know better since 9/11 what you can and can't put in your suitcases
Sure.
when you travel. So at Chicago, you've flown in and out of Chicago.
I
You've been
have.
in Midway
Many
and
times.
O'Hare.
Yep.
So O'Hare's, both of those places, those airports, are 2 of the busiest in the world. Well, made headlines this week. Customs was there, and they confiscated all kinds of weird, disturbing stuff out of one guy's luggage. He was stopped, routine inspection at O'Hare. Customs discovered in this guy's suitcase 11 pounds of pest-infested beans, 17 pounds of unidentifiable plant material, and approximately 4 pounds of dry monkey meat, which is not part of that settlement that we just talked about, which they later classified as non-human primate meat. In addition to the monkey meat, they found mummified bits of primates, small primates. You wonder where this guy was coming from? The Congo.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
you really think first of all, how'd they let this dude on at the that's the Congo. So I mean,
Yeah.
you ever seen anybody get stopped with anything
No,
really strange that you were like, well, are you out of your mind? I mean, here I'm worried about taking pre-shave on the damn
yeah.
plane.
He better quit monkeying around.
Go, yeah. We were coming back from Cancun one time, and this is a true story. This old boy, this guy about 3 feet tall, had a bucket, a white, like just a regular white bucket, and he was in line. He was come through the line, and that bucket looked like some nasty soup. It was like brown. It looked like diarrhea. And he's like carrying this shit with him, and he's going to walk in. And they said, "Sir, No, he didn't speak one word of English. And he had a big ass smile on his face, like, hey, I'm taking this bucket of shit with me on this airplane. Oh, no, you're not. And it's like, and that thing stunk to all be damned too. I mean, that was nasty. And that dude was smiling and laughing. He thought he was going to get on the plane with that. Other than that, but I will tell you one story. I'm going to tell it. A couple of my buddies that are just out of their damn minds. They do everything to get back at each other. And they were going through an airport, and one of them, before they got on the plane, he managed to put this thing in the suitcase, and it was wrapped in aluminum foil. And it looked like a 3-foot roll of salami. And when that thing went off on the belt, you got 100 people in line, and when they unwrapped that thing, wow! I mean, I'm telling you, these guys are terrible. They would sell each other's houses online. Tony's little brother, Nick, when his first week of college in Warrensburg, they sold his car. They put his car for sale. He calls me. I'm on the air, and he says, Dad, I'm getting all these phone calls. What's the matter with my car? What are you talking about? He said, well, I'm getting all these people asking me if my car. He had a neon. It was a small car, and they had it on sale. Leaving the country, must sell $1,000. These guys were dangerous.
Wow.
I mean, they really. I remember eating at Salvatore's, the Italian restaurant,
sure.
and one of them said, "Hey, look outside!" And there was a tow truck towing my car away. I mean, these guys were dangerous, but
I'm glad I don't have any friends.
These guys, and you know what? It was one of these things, or of these things where, okay, you do that, I'm going to get you back.
Sure, yeah.
One of them went out. These guys were in the record business, so they were always on the road. One of them comes home and their house is completely wrapped in cellophane, like 50 times. They pay guys to do shit like that, wrapped in cellophane, and then he had a Denali with no wheels, with blocks of stone underneath. These guys really. I'll introduce them to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Please give them my address. Give them my social security number. Anything they need.
One more story about them. This is hilarious. I had at Truman High School. You talk about Truman High.
Yep.
So I had one son that was teaching there, and Paul, and Nick was in school there, and the guys were in town, and they go, yeah, where's Nick? Because they like Nick. Well, he's in school. Oh, we're coming by. So they had a tour bus. They rented a tour bus, and they came, and they wrote Tim McGraw in the thing. Tim McGraw wasn't nowhere to be found. These guys got the tour bus, and they pulled up to the front of Truman High School, and so all these kids are like, one guy comes in. That's before, you can't even walk into a school now.
Oh,
and they said, hey, can we introduce Tim McGraw's here? He heard about Truman High. All these kids are coming up to the door, and then one of the guys comes out dressed in a chef's outfit. And they're saying, yeah, we're going to make a lunch today for everybody. And they're talking in Italian. I'm telling you, these guys are out of their damn minds, but it's funny as hell.
That is. I love stories like that, man.
It's just, again, I'll introduce you.
Yes.
What do you got?
Well, you've heard of an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah.
Dr. Michael Miller, a cardiologist and medical professor at the University of Pennsylvania, says, like we say, exercise at least 3 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Belly laugh at least 2 to 5 days a week. And they have videos. Let me see here. What is this called? The Laughter Club. It started in India. It's now big in the United States, especially on East and West Coast. People get together and laugh. And
when you got friends like mine.
Well, I was going to say, your heart is fortified, man. You don't have anything to worry about. And, I just got to thinking about that. And Well, what's better than listening to stories about your crazy ass friends? I love to laugh. I remember seeing an interview with Woody Allen one time, and he said comedy is a very serious business. There's nothing worse than comedy where you can see that they're just trying so hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And there's nothing better than going to see a rock-solid comedian and just laughing your ass off.
I swear,
for an
Dave
hour and a half.
Chappelle does it. I mean,
have you seen his new special?
I haven't seen it, but oh, man.
It's great.
And that guy is...
He's my favorite right now.
Yeah. I tell you, I'll make you would you pull this, please? See, I got you. What else you got?
Oh, I tell you what. You always think of organ donation as, after you've passed away, eyes, livers, lungs, heart, if it's still not ticking but working. Fernando Mayo was on dialysis for 2 years. He was facing the end, and a group of his friends and families went through Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, wearing sandwich boards that had a barcode on there where people could click on that if they wanted to join the list, and somebody had a liver for him, didn't know it, went in and saved this man's life.
So basically living donors.
A living donor. I just thought it's called the Good Samaritan program.
Wow.
It's also called, it's part of the Great Social Experiment. And ironically, a couple of weeks ago at church, we had a guy on, and he donated somebody within the church that he didn't know, donated a kidney, and saved the guy's life, and now they're really good friends. What a great gift to give to someone.
It is, because you got to wait. Sometimes we got to wait years. On
This guy,
list.
2 years, and he's ready to die. And how cool. I mean, wearing a barcode, and you don't need to approach the people. If they're interested, they approach you, take a picture of it, and hopefully it works some magic.
Well, I know, I received a cornea. I had
Did you really?
Yeah, corneal transplant, and my son Nick's had 2. And you got to wait sadly for someone to pass.
Sure.
But when I had mine, it's been almost 40 years, and I still have it. Wow. I was on the list for a couple of years. And it was right after New Year's. Sadly, it was someone that died in a car accident on New Year's Eve. And I got the call, and in those days, you had to get down there within a day.
Yeah.
And you had to stay in the hospital. Now, they have the organ donation centers and whatnot.
Right.
But still, when you get the call, you go and you get it in an office, and that's it. But yeah, so I can see today because of an organ donation. Wow. But living donors, that's
awesome, man. And I'm a donor. Hopefully, something I have when I pass away is still working, and I love this story. It's something I never ever thought about until I saw this story at church a couple of weeks ago.
That is a good story. Here's a good story for the Kansas City area. The Kansas City Current have officially announced Current Landing as the name of their new mixed-use development area down along the river, anchored by CPKC Stadium. What's fascinating about this, listen to everything that's going in down there.
I know it. Unreal.
Waterfront apartments, river and stadium views, 10-plus new restaurants and bars. They're going to have a large town square next to the stadium, year-round events, watch parties, all kinds of community programming, direct access to the trails and the streetcar extension. The town square construction is underway and is expected to open in the spring. I mean, how did this happen so fast?
Because it's the Current. I tell you what, the ownership of the Currents, I had a friend who worked for them, and he'd worked for 2 other teams in town. He said he'd never worked with anybody like the husband and wife combo, dynamic duo that owned that team.
The pre-leasing is already underway. The first move-ins are going to be in late spring, and this thing should be fully active ahead of the World Cup, which starts in June. Again, it's hard to figure out how quickly this has happened, and it's taken forever for the Royals
I know.
and the Chiefs to finally get. Well, the Royals haven't yet.
Oh, I know.
You know,
Yeah.
they've been wanting something like this, and here comes the Kansas City Current in just a matter of just a few years. Have the plan, get the stadium built, get the development going,
Yep.
and it's going to be reality.
Yep.
And
I bet it's amazing, too. It's going to be first class.
I think so, too. Speaking of the stadium, here's another Star Bond thing that's coming. Kansas is going to pay millions for a Barbie and Hot Wheels amusement theme park. It's another Star Bond thing. It's going to be the theme park, an indoor rainforest, retail space, hotels. It'll feature a Barbie beach house where visitors can build custom Barbie dolls and a Hot Wheels roller coaster, all kinds of toy-branded attractions. $190 million of annual revenue is what they expect on this. Construction on this probably won't start until 27. And coincidentally, or maybe not, the theme park could open in 2031 next to, say it with me, the Legends.
Yeah, Legends, yes.
So there's
And
going to be...
isn't there another team that's talking about 2031?
I think so, too. They
The-
play football.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Yeah. So
Wow.
in 2031, you will have the new stadium. You will have the Barbie and Hot Wheels theme park. I mean, and who knows what else
Oh, yeah.
out there, plus whatever else the Chiefs are going to do out there. Star bonds. So they built the NASCAR track with
Yep,
star bonds,
right.
and now they're financing the new Chiefs Stadium with star bonds. And there have been some other things out in that area too with star bonds. And again, whether the Royals go over there or not and take advantage of a star bond, I don't know.
I don't know either.
But we'll see. We have a special guest. Actually, he's a return guest, and he's one of our favorite people. He's
Love
the
that
newest
guy.
member of the Kansas City Chiefs Ring of Honor, which means he's the newest member of the Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame, Mr. Bill Maas. Well, thanks for coming back, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't stay away.
That's
huh?
right. Not too long, huh?
All right. Since the last time you were here, which is about a month ago.
Yeah.
Man, a lot's happened. But let's go back to, I think, the day before you were here. You got to bang the drum.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to see your name on the Ring of Honor. You're the latest Chiefs Hall of Famer. As I said last time, way, way overdue. Is it sunk in yet?
No. No, really. I'm not kidding you. It
Yeah.
hasn't. I still, at night, wake up and think about that. It really, the whole thing was just, I really can't put it into words.
Yeah.
To be there with my family, the way that the Hunt family and the organization, everything they did for me, the ceremony, and when they unveiled that, you think about it. But when you look at it, there's really no words to describe it.
And how many of those guys you played with?
Yeah,
Up
yeah. And I said before, I know all those guys.
Yeah.
There's only two that I didn't get to meet, and that was Mackley Hill and Joe Delaney.
Right.
And I've met all the other ones, so on a personal basis.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool.
And, that name will be up there, at that stadium for another 5 years. And then the new stadium.
Well, that happened too. Like
I know it. So that's what I was going to ask. I mean, did you have any insight?
I go up and it comes down.
You said that. Did you? I mean, now that it's over, did you have any insight to that? I mean, did you kind of think they were going to take that Kansas deal, or did you? There wasn't a chance they were going to just redo Arrowhead again.
There was, in my mind, there was no way they could turn down that offer.
Right.
I mean, it would be like if someone came to you
Yeah.
and said, "Here," and then someone over here says, "Well, I can give you this."
Yeah.
There's no comparison. It's not apples to apples in any way, shape, or form.
That's the way I
It's a
feel.
landslide deal that you cannot say no to. And so, I get all the sentiments. I get,
Sure.
look, I'm part of that too. I want it here in Jackson County. My life's over there at that stadium. So
Yep.
I understand it. But what they're offering is there's no way you can walk away. And here's another thing too, right? I've been to Green Bay. I've been to Arizona. I've been to these entertainment districts around the stadium that are absolutely freaking amazing. Amazing. And for the history, like the Packers have, for the history they have, it's a fan experience like none other. Just the outside of the stadium, before you even get into it, it is absolutely amazing. Same thing with Glendale, Arizona. You walk around, and this team's history deserves that kind of, I don't know, fanfare for its fan base. This should be a destination place to come and soak in the history. And I'm talking about cottages all around the stadium that are all tricked out in Green Bay everything. Yeah. They're VRBOs or Airbnbs, but you go there and the house is just packed with Packer lore. And you stay there, and it's an experience. Then you walk outside just to go to the tailgates, and all around the tailgates, it's a fan experience. I mean, they got a damn ski slope in the backyard of Lambeau Field. You can go ski. I mean,
really, at Arrowhead, it was all about the tailgating. I mean, you used to be able to go and have breakfast at Denny's. That fucker burnt down.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And now you can go to Taco Bell
and
get gas at the gas station. That's about it.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, man.
So I understand it, and I understand their vision. As a matter of fact, I know they flew up to those places to go walk through them and go see it, and how what it would be like for this fan experience. And the tailgating doesn't stop. The tailgating is intertwined between all these pubs and restaurants and bars and outdoor events and hotels, and it's just fun. And the Chiefs deserve that.
They do. And so, have you thought about this? Is it still going to be Arrowhead? Do they change the name?
I don't know. I don't know how you can, because Arrowhead that's that place. I don't know how you can try to duplicate it and say I don't. If you're passing those star bonds over there, I don't know if you want to drag that along with you. Say, hey, maybe we just leave that over there. We had Municipal Stadium, then there was Arrowhead Stadium, then there's a new stadium. So. I don't. I think that.
I got one idea. You can just tell me if you guys love it or hate it. How about Arrow Dome? It sucks.
That's not one of your best suggestions.
Shut up.
I don't think you get any traction there.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Scratch that shit out. All right. Okay.
Bill, when going back for just briefly to the Hall of Fame ceremony, I'm watching the news, and I mean they give you that nice bust, like a Hall of Fame bust. I didn't know they did that. Every time I go to Arrowhead, I just look at the names up there, and
memories.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They come floating back.
Yeah. I was there when Pat Fisher had Otis Taylor's arm pinned to his side, and he caught the game-winning touchdown with one hand.
Yep.
The memories just wash over you. But with you, now that you're in you've been so involved with the team through the ambassador program as an all-pro nose tackle. But do you feel like now that you're sitting at the cool kid table? I mean, this is something to strive for.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, if you play the game, I mean, you're playing it to win, and you're playing it to be a champion and try to be the best you can be along the way. I threw myself into everything I've ever done in my life, and in that period of my life, that's all I wanted to be. Yeah. I wanted to be the best I could possibly be. Everybody would get together, and the teams normally, I don't know if they still do, but before the game, you sit down and you say the Lord's Prayer and you hold your hands and stuff. I always prayed that. I just said, hey, I just allow me to showcase my talents to the best of my ability in your honor, right? I mean, you gave me this opportunity, and so I always that's what I wanted to do, and I felt that way, and I meant that. So I know religion's not an overly popular thing these days, but that's how I felt.
I get it, man, and I 100% agree with you. I really do. So since you were here last, we were hoping, hey, if that game that he's getting inducted into, we win that game, well, we're right back in this thing.
Yeah.
God, you talk about a thud. I mean, everything that could go. Your deal was the highlight because everything after that, just Pat gets hurt.
Right.
Gardner Minshew gets hurt. We don't make the playoffs. We're moving to Kansas. So
I'm the black cat. Is that it? Is that what you're telling me?
Bill, what the hell did you do? No, I'm just kidding. So, I mean, your assessment of all that, and is it just one of those? Everything that went bad could have gone bad, and when it does, how do you look toward the next season? I mean, when you played, I mean, you had those seasons, but then you guys turned it around and had a whole bunch of good seasons.
Right.
So what's it like? I mean, when you go through something like this, especially when you've been so good.
You know, it's kind of like life. When you're down at your lowest points, you just have to rely on your belief, right? And belief in one another. And we've been there, we've done this, we can do it again.
Do it again.
Let's try to reset the button. Let's refocus. And you know, sometimes you just need a little eye-opening thing to say, all right, I got it. You know, maybe I did take things a little too lightly. Maybe I didn't put in that extra film study or time or in the weight room or conditioning. Maybe I need to get that hunger back. I mean, look at the Rocky movies, right? I mean, the Eye of the Tiger and all that.
Yeah.
You're trying to get those things back. I mean, that's a story of life. That's a story of sports.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I've seen, you know, there was 3 years I've been saying, man, this guy's just on the run too much.
Yes.
I mean, and it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And it caught up to him, and we saw it. And you know, you think he's Superman and you can get away with everything, but it caught up to him, and you just can't be on the run that often and that much, and getting hit that often and that much, and not have something go wrong.
I hope, though, you remember when he got the high ankle sprain, was that 5-6 years ago? He's never taken a quarterback sneak since, and he just won't do it. I'm hoping, on the other hand, they don't scale him back so much that that's not an option for him anymore.
I think they got to look at a lot of things. I really do. I mean, were they trying to, you know, hide the presence of that they really didn't have a running game,
Right.
that they didn't have a running back? You know, not going under center a lot of the times, going in the pistol, which Pat favors. You know, that's part of him too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he wants.
Yeah.
So maybe they all need to collectively sit down and say, what's going to work best for us, and are you willing to do this for overall team success? And I'm sure at this point in his career right now, he's happy with everything he's done. He's happy with his MVPs, the Super Bowls. But let's keep on striving for more. And in order to do that, maybe we need to change a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it with other quarterbacks. So with all the changes that are actually going to come, you know, here's Matt Nagy and Spags both interviewing for the Titans, and now I guess one of them is going to interview with the Raiders, I heard. So whatever. What if we lost them both? I mean, that's
Yeah.
a possibility, isn't it?
Yeah, I
And they just fired or let go their wide receivers coach.
right. Which was probably a good move.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with that
but
one.
I don't think so. I think Spags, that's great. He's getting another opportunity. I think I don't want to speak for him, but
I know
you know,
where
at
you're
his
going.
age,
Yeah, I know
where
where
he's at, you're making $5 million a year, and I think, look, he had a failed run when he was
Yeah.
head coach of the Giants, and he would probably, with the Rams,
yeah.
he would probably like another opportunity. But in the overall picture of things, the headaches of that position are he is best suited as a teacher, and he is great with his guys, all of them, getting the point across, educating them, showing them why they want to do this, getting the most out of them. His energy he's better to me at doing that than being kind of the overall head figure of an organization as the head coach. I think he's missing the boat with what his talents are for him. If he's just a head coach, and not that that's not a big deal. It is a big deal, but to get the most out of guys each and every day and put them in positions to make them become better players, head coach can't do that.
Yeah.
Only a coordinator and position coach can.
What about Frank Gans?
Yeah.
know, there's a perfect example right there at Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah.
Greatest
Yep.
special teams coach I've ever seen.
Right.
And boy, then it was just a nightmare from
Yeah.
day one when he took over as head coach.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're dealing with, you know, who did this or who did that, or somebody's late for work, or you get player in trouble, or just something along those lines where it's not what you really want to do and get a unit to become elite at what they're doing.
Well, and so there's going to be changes on all three phases of the game. I mean, you talked about running back. We're talking about defense. Special teams wasn't real special this year either. Our kicker missed nine kicks in September. He led the league in missed kicks. Been one of the greats. It seems like every time we punt or kick off, there is a holding call or block in the back. Well, why?
Yeah.
Why are these guys
That's
just not
that-
disciplined?
that's
I mean,
just-
you got one of the best coaches.
Yeah, it's the discipline aspect of it. It's the practice time aspect of it. Your time allotted to do those things. Yeah. It's just really trimmed down due to the CBA, collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah.
And so you don't get the time to put in to focus on those things. And it shows up. I mean, and it's not only with this team. It shows up around the league. But let's just start making a list, right? Let's start put together a list because this is going to be an interesting offseason.
All right, go.
Right? All right? Coaches.
Good.
Okay? Who are you going to replace? Coordinators, wide receivers. You're going to make any other changes?
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, he coming back? Week 1.
And who's going to back him up?
Who's backing him up? Yeah. Are you ready to go with Gardner Minshew as your guy?
Who's not under contract?
I don't know. Did you see the free agency list of quarterbacks that are out there? No. Not real strong. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston.
You like Marcus Mariota?
Maybe, but you want him as your starter. Okay, running back position. You've got to upgrade that.
Yep.
Okay, what are you doing at wide receiver position now that we have the Rashid Rice situation?
Jeez.
What are we doing there? And who are you going to replace as that wide receiver coach? That's just on the offensive side of the ball.
That's just the offense. Yeah.
Okay? If Travis Kelce retires, where are you with your tight ends?
Yep.
Offensive line, we know we've got a problem there.
Yep.
Needs upgraded.
Yep.
Are you going to let the right tackle go? Taylor?
Probably.
I like the Pose guy, right?
Yeah, he played
I do.
He filled in well, that kid.
Yeah. So that's just the offensive side. Now the defensive side. We know we needed edge rushers.
Yep.
Right? You keeping McDuffie? Are you going to pay him?
Jalen Williams?
You paying him? So, I mean, this is going to be a really interesting offseason from the trade aspect of it, from free agency through the draft. They got the 9th pick. What's your focus going to be on the 9th pick?
You're going to get 2 in the top 40.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot to pay attention to for sure. It's going to be an interesting offseason, probably one of the biggest they've had to date.
Yeah. Last time they picked 10th, they got Pat.
Yeah.
So I know this is so freaking cliche and it's been beat to death, but as bad as we need a running back, if that kid from Notre Dame is there, would you get him? What would you do?
I love that kid. I saw him play in person. I mean, he is really something.
Is that too much capital?
Yeah. Well, no, because it's a rookie contract, so it's not that big. But I think you can get those guys at 2 or 3 or maybe even 4.
And we've shown that we can do that.
Yeah, and I think you can, and especially in this offense. But look at even the guys that are around the league that have come out that have been mid-round draft choices and become dominant forces for their team. Edge rusher to me is a key thing. I think the defense and Steve Spagnuolo were really strapped this year because they couldn't get there with 4 guys.
Right.
And even at this age with Chris Jones, he's still a factor in the middle. If you get him a dominant edge rusher with Karlaftis, with Mike Dannon, with the rookie, Gelate, right?
Yeah, Gelate. He's a pretty good player. Yeah.
That can completely change how this defense becomes and what it becomes. So I think that's a premium right there is that edge rusher.
When you see, and they show it occasionally, when you see Chris getting double teamed 75% of the time, and then like you say, he doesn't have another powerful edge rusher. No. I mean, there's only so much those guys can do up front.
If you had 2 guys that commanded what he commands, if you had him and another guy that commanded that, now you got a real problem. And the other 2 guys get freed up automatically, and all of a sudden they become better rushers because of that. But if you got 2 that demand it on that line, whether they're on either end or inside in the middle of an end, whatever it is. If you've got two that command two, you've got a winning formula.
Bill, is it the parity in the league?
No.
And
Not even close.
okay.
When I played?
Yeah.
No, not even close to what it
Okay.
is now.
Okay.
And I think look at all the rules are changed for that.
Oh, I know. Yes.
You know, with the offensive stuff, with the scheduling, with it is designed perfectly. I mean, if that's what you wanted to create, they've done an outstanding job of creating it.
Look at the play. I mean,
It went down to Monday Night Football
yeah.
on the last
play of the
18.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a 60-yard kick.
Yeah. What determines who's going to the playoffs?
And
I mean,
it got their coach fired.
yeah,
Crazy.
crazy,
One of the great coaches in the
crazy,
league, too.
absolutely crazy.
Oh, man. So you touched on it, and we don't have to dwell on it because these things are the Rashee Rice thing. I mean, he's part of why we were not all that great last year because he missed 6 games. He missed a third of the season. Your number one wide receiver missed a third of the season for making a ridiculous mistake. As a kid, you can cough it up to that, whatever. And now his girlfriend of 8 years goes on social media, posts pictures saying, for the last 8 years, this guy has treated me really bad. He's beat me up. He tore my doors down. He locked me in the cold, outside in the cold. I mean, and, here we go again. I mean, did you play? I know that there were incidences when Marty was here, Tim Eric Vanover and Bam Morris. Were you on? Was that after you or before?
No, I
you?
can remember.
Did you
Yeah, we
deal
had
with those
some
guys?
of it, and then right after me, I saw there was a lot of it. And look,
I mean, what's up with that, Bill?
I don't. First of all, I don't trust anything on social media.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of times with these relationships with girlfriends and the guys, I don't trust either one of those stories myself. However, if in fact there's anything tied to it at all, you got to cut ties. I mean, because there's a pattern now, right? And
I mean, I hope it's
and
not
nothing,
true.
And nothing that you've worked or implemented in your player development program is sinking in. Because they have psychiatrists and team psychiatrists, so they work with these guys, when they go through these things. So if that's not working, you're not getting your point across, and it's another Tyreek Hill job, and you just got to cut ties. And I'm just saying if there is anything substance related to this at all. But yet to be seen.
And we saw what happened with Kareem Hunt. I mean, it really altered the course of his career.
Yeah.
But they brought him back. Everybody was cool with it, and he's had a good couple of years here. He's a third down back, but I don't know.
Yeah, and then if that is the case, like I said, we talked about before in the offseason, look at your wide receiver room now. Huh?
You got Hollywood Brown, who's probably
No. Well, I mean, what have we really gotten out of that? Xavier Worthy,
who's got to stay healthy.
Juju, old
Juju,
man time.
I would think
Love the
is-
guy, great career, but that's probably done.
Yeah.
So, where are you at there?
You got Tyquan, Thornton.
Yeah.
Who seems like
I'd bring him back.
Yeah,
I like
would
him.
too. He's a good deep threat.
Yep.
And when he played well.
But you got to go revamp that room now, too.
You do. And then you got the kid Royals who didn't really get a shot. So if he's not getting on the field,
then
that
it
means
tells
he's-
you something,
yeah,
right?
Right.
And so then if you look at free agency on that aspect, too, what's out there? I like the Pierce kid, but
right.
But what's out there? So you've got to rebuild some things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a really interesting offseason.
All right, so this may come up for a vote. It's probably going to come up for a vote. And we didn't talk about this before. And, you played in the center, the defense. Tush push, yay or nay?
Tush push?
I forgot to ask you about that last
Yeah.
time. And it came, it did the vote last year, and actually more teams voted against it. But I think there were, one or two short?
Yeah.
Something like that?
It was close.
So
What do you think?
So I don't mind it if it's allowed on the defensive side too. If I'm allowed to fucking line up behind somebody and shove them through a gap to get penetration
I never
on
knew
something,
that, yeah.
make it fair both ways.
Yeah.
If you're allowed to do that on offense and stack everybody up there, lineman, and everybody get behind and push and chop your feet, pile it on the defense.
Right.
Let's go the other way.
Yeah, if you got a linebacker behind you.
At any given time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
How about if I do it on second down?
Yeah.
How about if I'm lined up in a gap, right, between the center and the guard, and the linebacker stacked behind me, and he just drives me right into the right through them both into the quarterback. How about that kind of push?
Sounds fair to me. I mean, seriously.
I love that.
I'd not heard that. That's freaking great. But he's right.
I mean, what's good for the goose, right?
Well, and
Yeah.
they just don't only do it on 4th down or 3rd down. I mean, if they're second and
Let it do it anytime they want.
Yeah.
Just let us have the opportunity to do it.
Man, I like that.
I love it.
I like
love
that
it.
a lot. Why not? When on what extra points and field goals,
Yeah.
the defense tries to do that, they throw a flag.
They made that a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. So you used to be able to do that, but they made it a penalty.
They stopped that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And God, years ago, I remember you could put a guy at the goal line, by the goal.
Yeah,
post,
have him jump
right?
and try to
Have him
knock it
jump and
down.
Try and knock it. I guess you can't do that.
Harold Carmichael.
Yeah, right.
Right? He did.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I guess you
7-footer.
Yeah, right. Put the tallest guy you got right in front of the crossbar.
Well, Strand put Morris Stroud back there. Yeah, I think he was 6'8", 6'9", and
Yeah.
couldn't catch a football, but, block one field goal and you're gold.
That's it. So, all right. So, I mean, where we're going to be in a year from now? I mean, I know it's hard to predict, but we're going to get this thing back together. Are you a believer in the other
yeah.
two teams that finished ahead of us in the division?
Not so much.
You know what? Neither am I, and I'll tell you my reason. I want to know yours. I looked at the Broncos,
Yeah.
whose offense really wasn't any
No.
good. And they won I believe all of their games except one by 7 points or less or 3 points or less, and defense is okay. The Chargers, they just don't do anything for me. So I don't know what you're feeling about.
Yeah, I'm the same way. The Denver defense was really strong.
Yeah,
right?
they were
I
good.
mean, they do a heck of a job. I don't know what Bo Nix is yet. I'm not ready to anoint him. I mean, he's a winning quarterback right now for a winning team.
Yeah.
Right, with the best deal in the AFC, but I don't know who he is as a quarterback yet. I mean, he hasn't carried the team on his shoulder,
Right.
like Patrick Mahomes, like Lamar Jackson, like the kid up in Buffalo, right?
Yeah,
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
There's a number of quarterbacks in the league that you know who they are. And I'm not sure who he is. So in this league, it's all about the quarterback. So I don't know. Congratulations, hats off to them for this year, but we'll see.
Could you imagine what the playoffs would be like this year if the Chiefs were the Chiefs of 2 or 3 years ago? With you put every team in a hat, draw out an AFC and an NFC, and there's be no argument.
We wouldn't even really know,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean, it's crazy. Well, I mean, look at the NFC West. Any of those guys can win the Super Bowl. Any three of those teams right there could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're that good.
Yep.
And then you could have that here with the Chiefs, with Chargers, and the Broncos. So.
Yeah, totally.
And you got an 8-9 team that won a division.
I know.
Right.
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
So, Seattle looks pretty good. They might be able to pull it off. I don't
know. I have no idea.
No.
I'll just tell you what I like to see, just because, you're talking about old guys.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Aaron Rodgers and Matt Stafford.
Go at it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
And you
would
know
be
what?
fun.
The OGs, let's go.
Because you know what?
Come on.
Neither one of them are going to play much longer.
Right.
Rodgers will probably quit after that and go smoke whatever he smokes with the Africans and Indians. And so that's what I'd like to see, just
That'd
for
be
the
great.
fun of it.
Yeah,
I just
that'd be
get up. I don't know. We'll see.
They got DK Metcalf back, so they'll be interesting Monday night.
Yes.
Yes, it will be. It will be. Who you like? Anybody? I mean, it's
I'd
hard.
like to see Buffalo win just because Buffalo. It's Buffalo, right? I mean, they've been to a bunch of these now.
Oh gosh.
And
really.
with Jackson out, with Patrick Mahomes out, I mean, Josh Allen, it's got to be his pathway.
Yeah,
Yes.
you would think
He deserves it, man.
you
In
would
my
think.
opinion.
Pat's out, Burrow's out, Jackson's out.
I'd
Yeah, I
rather
agree with you.
see him win it up there than somebody from the AFC West.
Yeah. Well, you and me both.
Bill, you're a Hall of Famer, former Pro Bowl member that was the heart and soul for the team every year that you were there. Have you taken the competitive drive, the passion, and dealing with a higher power into your new role as the vice president at Block?
Absolutely. Bill, we talked. I try, when I jump into something, I kind of both feet, sometimes head first. When I go all in, when I do something, it's usually all in. Rarely do I try to get involved with something where I can just do it part-time. Same thing with broadcasting when I was broadcasting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
12 years at Fox.
Yeah, I mean that was So when I decided to go this route with David Block, it was all in, and I went back to school and got certifications, and I live it and breathe it every day. Before I came here, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was down at the office. I showed a property in the morning. I got to go do. I got flooded with emails. We've got construction data information. I got to send over here, approve this. It's just there's a lot.
Yeah.
But I like it. It keeps me going. It's a game to put things together and watch them come together. And whether that be a development, a sale of a big property, those things culminate, all the pieces that you have to work towards to make this come together, that's a win when I get those done.
Yeah.
So takes a lot longer
Yeah.
to get those wins, but if you put the pieces in the right places, they all come together. If you don't put the pieces in the right place, they fall apart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of a puzzle, and it can be a puzzle at some time. And when you're dealing with that, not only all the things that could come up, environmental issues, structural issues, all different things.
Yeah.
You also got people issues, right? Whether that be buyers and sellers or people that want to petition against multifamily development, a homeowners association, all different kinds of things, right? Municipalities. Which that's a big part of everything we do in commercial real estate is municipalities and working with them and relationships with them. So, yeah, I enjoy it, and I put everything I have into it.
5 years after you joined Block in 2010, you were certified as a certified commercial investment member.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that personally in the past, and I'm like, forget about what he did as a football player. I mean, this guy is a rock star right now and making Eastern Jackson County a better place.
Yeah, well, that designation was, at that time, I think I was 40-something, I believe, going through those courses to do that. It's kind of like going back to school, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's a lot of reading, a lot of studying, and finance stuff. So that was a milestone for sure, and something that I'm definitely proud of, that I took the time to do. Like I said, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to jump in with both feet. And so if I saw that world, I could just be a broker and have my broker's license, or I could try to, extend that a little bit. And I did. So I wanted more, and I did that. And it's paid off. I mean, it's eye-opening. It teaches you so many things that you, on a day-to-day basis, as a person, when you work a job, and you don't even think about, depreciation, right? Interest rates on a daily basis.
Oh man.
So all those things, and NOIs and return on investments, and factoring all those things in, and along with interest rates, and so taxes, all those things are pieces that are in play when you're doing developments or sales, or it was a big step, and I'm proud I did it.
We're proud of you.
proud of
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, so the next time you come back, God knows what's going to happen from
know,
the last
man.
time we talked.
It's only been a month, and look at this.
Do come back, will you?
You got it, buddy.
All right, man. Bill Maas, Chiefs Hall of Famer in the Ring of Honor. Check out all our full podcast episodes on YouTube and Spotify and on Patreon. Like and comment. You heard a lot of stuff today, so go at it. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it if you like, and especially subscribe and check us out. We'll be back with another Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure. Take care, y'all.